Thank you, Christian. As Christian mentioned, my name is Chris Anderson. I am the Business Development and Project Manager for the MSC Learning Center and e-learning. I will be giving a brief overview presentation of the MSC Learning Center and the e-learning solution, followed by a brief demo of the MSC Learning Center platform. And then at that point, I will turn it over to Wei Wu, who will give you a demo of the Adams online training workshops that will be performed using the Adams software. So you get a demo of Adams along with how easily you can train yourself using the online training for Adams. So why has MSC invested in the MSC Learning Center? It's because our customers have shared some common training obstacles, and these are related around finding a course that fits your schedule, the cost of training, so course fees, travel, time away from work, as well as retaining the knowledge from visiting a live class. So our solution to these challenges is the MSC Center and the on-demand e-learning subscriptions. The e-learning subscriptions include the entire course curriculum for a given product. So you have increased access at decreased cost to MSC Training. For one flat fee, you get 24/7, 365 access to all of the training courses for the given product, such as Adams. Access to the community collaboration, certification exams, and you can refresh any topic, anytime throughout the 12-month duration of a e-learning subscription. So similar to how we are polling the individuals on this webinar event, we have polled our user base and asked how many of them have been able to attend a training course. A little over 50% have not been able to attend a training course, and it was due to the following reasons, a majority of which being the cost of the courses, along with the traveling cost to attend a course, a few just unable to take the time away from work because of projects, and even fewer due to the fact that a course just wasn't available that fit their schedule. So for these reasons, we have transformed MSC Training from the traditional classroom instructor-led in a public and private environment to adding virtual instructor-led classes also in a public and private environment to now offering e-learning, which can be accessed online from any web browser at any internet-enabled location. With that, you get community dialogue, certifications, and a custom or configured portal. And at the center of all of these features is the MSC Learning Center. So what is the MSC Learning Center? The Learning Center is a cloud-based learning management system that allows our users to maximize their productivity with MSC software by enabling their development, maximizing their potential, and fostering new levels of collaboration. So our goal is to help you maximize the efficiency of your engineers and engage your people for better performance to obtain better business results. With the MSC Learning Center, we are able to introduce the e-learning training solution. So this is for individuals that want to quickly be productive with MSC software and contribute to their projects and teams and add value to their engineering analysis. So with the e-learning, you get the entire curriculum for a given product. So the Adams curriculum comes with every Adams training course. It's at a reduced cost with increased access to the training content through a web browser. You can manage your own learning experience as well as collaborate at one place for all of your engineering CAE analysis. So just to brush up on the philosophy behind e-learning, and our goal is to give our trainees or our customers the same experience no matter what type of training they choose to take, whether it's a classroom instructor-led course or a virtual instructor-led course, or if you decide to purchase an e-learning subscription, you're going to get the exact same content that's developed by MSC experts, and that is leveraging the time-tested content from our instructor-led training that has been around for decades and constantly updated and revamped. So single sourcing this content is what allows us to economically provide a reduced cost online offering and make all of the updates and courses available to our users. So currently today we have two MSC e-learning material subscriptions, an Adams and an MSC Training learning material subscription. Each subscription is purchased individually from the other, and each one includes a single user named account, so the licenses are not floating, they're only intended for one user, but they can be accessed from any computer at any time from any internet-enabled location. So you get unlimited access to all of the training content for 12 months from time of purchase. And with that, you get access to the certification exams that allow you to prove your proficiency in a given skill set for an MSC software product. So you can easily identify to your manager or employer that you are proficient in the skill sets necessary to be a part of a project, or to a future employer that you are an individual that can easily join the team and be a productive and valuable member. As well, you get the social membership, which allows you to collaborate in the forums and participate with MSC experts and the extended community of users. So what content is included in the Adams Learning Material subscription? So as I mentioned, you get every training course that we offer for Adams. And as you can see here, the list is pretty comprehensive. It contains 16 courses with over 9 of them already available in the e-learning format. And the remaining courses that show a format of material, you are able to access those courses and have access to the PDF documentation for the lectures and the workshops, as well as the zip files that contain all of the model files to be able to complete those workshops. So we have polled our users that have attended training of all of the different forms and asked them to rate our training material on its effectiveness, its value, and its ability to develop your skills so that you can use them on your own projects. And as you can see, on a scale of 1 to 5, we get pretty high marks across the board, consistently above 4s, which proves that our training material is valuable, it is effective, and it will get you up to speed in MSC software and make you a productive and valuable member to your teams. So currently today, these courses highlighted in red are the available certification exams. So each course in the curriculum will have a certification exam at the time it is made available in the e-learning format. And as I mentioned, passing one of these exams will allow you to easily identify your skill sets and prove to your potential employer or manager that you are the guy for the project. As well, managers can also check up on their employees and see what individuals are certified in what topics, and easily identify individuals that would be productive on a certain project that requires a certain skill set. So the roadmap for products coming to e-learning in the future, the goal for the remainder of 2014 is to finish out the curriculums for the MSC Training and Adams subscriptions. And at the beginning of 2015, in the January-February timeframe, we are anticipating to release the MARC curriculum e-learning subscription, as well as later in the year releasing an Easy 5 subscription that may or may not be bundled with the Adams subscription. And later in the second half of 2015, we are expecting to release a Material Center and Sim Manager e-learning subscription. So what could you expect from an e-learning course? Here you can see a screenshot of what the course looks like. It comes with the lecture slides that are easily navigated through simple navigation, as well as a dynamic table of contents, link to the technical or community forums for that course to ask questions, as well as video demo tutorials that can be launched and viewed directly from the e-learning course, and audio instructions from our subject matter experts that are complementing the content on the slide and not just simply narrating the content on the slide. And you can also easily access the workshop materials directly from within the course. The e-learning classes are also interactive in that there are short answers, fill-in-the-blank questions dispersed throughout the lectures, the workshops, as well as end-of-lecture review and workshop review questions to help identify key concepts and subjects within that lecture so that you can make sure that you're retaining the key points from that lecture. The MSC Learning Center Community Collaboration is the platform that acts as the instructor for the e-learning courses. This is where you can interact and engage with individuals and experts from MSC to ask questions about training materials or questions in general about MSC products. And these are moderated by MSC employees and subject matter experts. The topics in the communities could be public or private. If you are interested in having a private community for a group of users at your organization. As well, you can have several different posting types such as forms. You can upload files, post suggestions, and write blogs. There's also the concept of a custom or configured portal. So this would allow you to have your own company branding or custom welcome page. You could also have some MSC augmented content with company-specific or proprietary content such as workflows, procedures, best practices. The Learning Center is a SCORM-compliant LMS. So if you have your own learning, training, development department creating e-learning courses, we could either host those in the Learning Center or even potentially host our e-learning courses in your LMS platform. There's also company-specific communities, so you can have your own private communities for users in your organization. And we can also entitle a company administrator that can configure and control these specific areas within the platform. As well, another valuable and useful feature in the Learning Center is the ability to track, trace, and provide analytics for users in the system. So a manager could run a report on his employees, see what training that they've accessed, what trainings in progress or completed, when they have accessed and last accessed the course, as well as the amount of time they have spent in the course, and what dates the courses have been completed. So these allow you to easily identify individuals that have the appropriate skill sets or training to participate in projects. Just a little bit about security. The platform follows federal regulation and ISO standards, so you can be rest assured that all of the user data in the system is protected from any intrusion to the system to the best of the standard protocols today. As well, the platform is permissions and role-based, so this is how we can ensure that users are only able to see content that they are entitled to see, and that protects any proprietary content you may wish to host in the Learning Center platform. Also, if you'd like to learn more or brush up on any information about the Learning Center or browse through the available courses, feel free to visit the URL that is currently on the screen, and you can find out more information about the Learning Center and the available courses. I will now go ahead and segue into a brief demo on the platform to show you how a user can navigate around and access training. And as you can see, I can easily access the platform from any web browser, whatever your favorite browser happens to be, and from any location where I can access the internet. So I'm logging in as an end user. Upon logging in, I will acknowledge that I recognize this account is intended solely for my own personal use and the account is not to be shared. Once in the system, I can easily browse for the online e-learning subscriptions by product, or I can search for instructor-led training courses by product. And if I've already purchased an e-learning subscription, I can easily access that from my transcript widget right here on the right-hand side of the page. So I'm interested in my Adams e-learning, so I'll open the curriculum. And as you can see, I have access to all of the Adams training courses, and they are broken out by section. So each course has its own online training, workshop files, and certification exam. Courses that haven't been converted, you can access the course documentation. You can see what courses you are registered for, what courses you've completed, and what courses you are currently in progress. In order to access a course, you simply highlight that course. You can see all of the objectives and the given topics that are going to be covered in this course. Click Launch, and the course will automatically open up within the web browser. If I had previously visited this course, the system will track that and allow me to continue where I last left off in the course. I can easily browse through all of the content in the course through the table of contents. I can expand each section and see that the titles indicate the topics or the given subjects in the training course, and that each one contains a lecture, demo, and workshop section. I can identify the topic I'm interested in, expand the lecture, and find the subject in that lecture that I'm interested in. Quickly navigate, and as you can see, there's the audio controls from the subject matter expert. I can pause this audio, I can fast forward, rewind, mute the audio. I can navigate through the course using these navigation buttons. And here's one of the interactive elements of the course. I can go through the lecture, read the question, provide the answer that I think is appropriate, click the Show Answer button, and find out if I'm in the ballpark or if I got the answer correct or incorrect, and either move on or review the topic at hand. As well, the demos are dispersed throughout the lecture in the relevant sections and topics. I can easily click Play Demo. This will launch a video that I can then watch a tutorial.
Here's an example model that we will put in perpendicular.
I can pause the audio, I can fast forward, I can rewind at any point in the video, so I can constantly watch the tutorial and follow along and watch as the instructor goes through the GUI and performs all the procedures. I can easily exit out of the video. And if I want to just simply navigate directly to demos in a section, I can click the demo page, and this will navigate me to a page that contains all of the demos for that given section. So I can, if I'm familiar with the topic and I just want to brush through the lecture, I can easily jump to the tutorials and watch and follow along. I can easily jump to the workshops and kind of get my hands-on training. And you'll see that the workshop videos cover an objective as well as the software and the required files. And Wei will give a demonstration on one of these workshops using the Adams software. I can go right here on my curriculum player. I can access my workshop files, launch, and save my workshop files. And I can access those at any time during my training so that I can perform the workshop tasks in the training. As well, if I have any questions about the content in the course, I can click the Communities button, and I'm directed straight to the topic in the community forums for this class. I can check the post and see if maybe my question's already been asked and an answer has been provided. If not, I can easily select Create New and post my question and know that either someone from the extended community or a subject matter expert will respond to my question. You can also click the Add to Favorites to get email triggers and notifications about any post in the communities. Along with the certification exams, you will receive certificates for completing courses and exams. You can access those certificates by clicking on the item you've completed or passed, clicking the details page, and selecting print certificate. So this is how you can easily prove that you've passed a course or a certification exam. And you can see it has all the relevant information about the user, as well as the course or exam that they have passed, as well as the date of completion. These can be saved or printed directly from the platform, so you can have them for your records. And you can also access the certification exams directly from the platform in the section for that course. So if I'm interested in taking an exam, I highlight that exam, I click Launch Test, and it'll give me the instructions for the exam. Clicking Continue will start the exam, and afterwards, once you have completed an exam, you can go back and review the sections in that exam or retake an exam if you have not passed it. Clicking the details page, you can go back and see all of your scores by sections, as well as any questions that you got correct or incorrect. At this time, I will go ahead and pass the presentation over to Wei Wu, who will now give you a demo in the Adams software using one of the workshops from the Adams online training, so that you can see how easily you can train yourself on the Adams software using the Adams online training in the MSC Learning Center via an Adams e-learning subscription.
Okay, thanks, Chris. Hi, everyone. I'm Wei Wu. Let me share my desktop. So, yeah, I'm Wei Wu. I'm a former product marketing employee at MSC. Now I am a graduate student instructor at University of Michigan, teaching design and manufacturing course. So the workshop that we chose to run this demo is workshop 17. If you check the table of contents, you'll see that this workshop is assigned after the chapter Impact and Velocity Functions. So apparently the workshop is focused on the application of these two functions. And close the table of contents. Now click forward. So here is the page specifying the workshop objectives, the software version, and the files required. So in this workshop, we will create the process required to open the hatchback for the Mazda MX-6 model. In this page, there is a further explanation of the problem. So when the hatchback is compressed, each gas shock is preloaded at a force of 550 newtons. When the hatchback is activated, the gas shocks would extend, but their position are limited by bump stops. So in this problem, we will not physically model the bump stops. Instead, we will use the impact and velocity functions to simulate the force exerted by bump stops to the gas shock. And here we further provide you with the list of constraints, the location of the joints, the first and second bodies, the types of the joints. Here is a list of suggested exercise steps. So we have 7 steps. We will first import a file. We will deactivate some parts. We will create a group of markers, and later we'll use these markers to create spring dampers on each side of the model. Later we'll create single component forces on each side of the model. and we will use one-sided impact function to modify the value of the single component forces. And in the last step, we will simulate the computed model. So here we go. This is the first step. So you'll see that in each step, the sub-steps are provided along with text and graphics instructions. So you can follow either one of these to complete your workshop. So in this first step, I'll import files and I'll deactivate some parts so that the model will not be over-constrained. So here I switch to my Atoms interface. I'll import an existing model. Hatchback 1, workshop 17. This is the start file. Okay, now the model has been imported. As instructed by the workshop tutorial, I have to deactivate these two parts. And now, from more tree, I can tell that they have been deactivated. Now I can proceed to step 2. So in step 2, you are required to create 4 markers added to both parts. And later we'll use these markers to create spring dampers. We'll also need to rename these markers after they have been created. And here, zoom in, use add to parts, select left system, and construct the marker at ground plane 5. I'll repeat this step and 6. On the right hand side, right system, and 7. Right cylinder, and 8. Now the markers have been created. Next step is to rename them. First, to rename the left cylinder reference. Okay. And then left piston reference. It's very important to rename these markers because their default names are just increasing by value. You can't really tell what the markers are after you have created hundreds of markers. That's right, cylinder reference. And then the last one, right piston reference. Okay, now we have finished this step. I'll proceed to step 3. So in step 3, we'll create spring dampers on both sides of the model. We'll also modify the stiffness and damping ratio. We'll also edit the preload to the one that is defined in the problem. Start with the left-hand side. Translational spring damper. So we'll right-click and select the reference marker from the list. Again, left cylinder reference. Click OK. So the first spring damper has been created. Go to the right side and create another one. Right piston reference. Hit view. There we go, right, cylinder reference. Okay. So now the two spring dampers have been added. We will use model tree, surface, spring, double click it. Here we will enter the stiffness coefficient, that is 0.21578. 0.21578. The damping coefficient is 2. Preload is 550. Click OK. Repeat that with spring 2, 0.21578. 2 and 550. Okay, now this step has been finished. Let's proceed to step 4. So in step 4, we'll create an S-board, single component board. On the left side of the model, we'll use two bodies function and specify the action and reaction body. Here, other forces, single component force, use two bodies function. So we'll select the action body, the reaction body, and look for the action point and the reaction point. So here, a force has been created here. This red arrow marks the single component force along this line. That's the line of action. That's the line that we define using the two markers. Okay. Now proceed to step 5. This is the most crucial step in this workshop. We will use impact and velocity functions to modify the value of the single component force. These values, the size definition of these values are explained in the lecture part of this workshop. So I'll skip this part, and you can always refer to Adam's help for the detailed information about each specific parameters. So here, double click, enter the function builder, delete the original value, and select contact function from the drop-down menu. Use assist. So here, I'll use a displacement function that measures the distance between these two markers as my displacement variable. Similarly, the velocity variable is evaluated using a velocity function. I'll set parameters as instructed. 100.5 and click OK. Now the function has been built. So now the workshop asks us to verify the value. I click verify. The information says the function syntax is correct. So I can proceed now. I click OK, and then OK. So the left side of the model has been completed. I proceed to step 6. So step 6 is basically repeating of step 5. So I will create a single component force on the right-hand side. Two bodies, right piston, right cylinder, piston impact marker, cylinder impact marker. Okay. Now, again, of course, is added. From model tree, I will double click. Contact function, one-sided impact. So the values that I entered previously are automatically retained. So what I'll do now is to change everything from left to right. We use the same settings for these 5 parameters. Click OK. And verify. Again, the syntax is correct. Now click OK, and then OK. So this is step 6. Step 7 is the final step. We will simulate the completed model. So in this demo, I won't save my model and exit Adams view. I will show you the simulation of this completed model. So click Start Simulation. It works. You can see that at the beginning, the hatchback is closed, and when it's activated, it will extend, but it stops at a position. It's not oscillating back and forth. It's not moving over the required range. So I think this model is successful. And this is how you can use MSC Learning Center along with the Adams software to learn Adams in a self-paced manner.